All right, guys. Everyone's favorite Canadian, Mr. Drake, replied to T-Pain for saying that, T-Pain just said something along the lines of, "Oh, you should bow out gracefully, like you always said." And yeah, I guess Drake responded. Um, Now look, dude, I'm from Florida. T-Pain slander has no place on this channel, on this internet. T-Pain is just, by all accounts, a great guy. You know what I mean? And an amazing musician, by the way. You know? Um, I don't know if y'all ever seen his tiny desk. His tiny desk, like one of the best there is. You know what I mean? If you thought he was just like some auto-tune, whatever bullshit song guy, absolutely not, dude. Even the songs I didn't like by him, like on the tiny desk, he kills them. They're amazing, bro. Like he gives new life to old records, and oh man, Drake could never do that.
Get ready. You know what to do, Chick.
Chick Smooth. Hey, Chick Smooth. Appreciate all the coverage that you've been doing. I've been watching your shit for a while. I just subscribed to your shit too, bro.
The boy Drizzy Drake is fed up with everybody criticizing him and his career. Now, if you're Drake, it's hard not to feel like an outsider in hip-hop right now. With what Kendrick did to you last year with Not Like Us, and watching a lot of artists that you helped pretty much go against you, at the very least, you have to be on edge. Now, T-Pain was on a podcast called the Crash Dummies Podcast, and he made a very interesting statement about Drake.
The one thing I learned from Drake, and here's the crazy thing, one thing I learned from Drake, but one thing he hasn't followed his own words. Mm-hmm. Drake said, I want to be one of them people that gracefully bow out and not get kicked out. Yeah. I have ever since said, thank y'all. I appreciate y'all. I'll see y'all. I'll see y'all when I drop. Don't worry about it. I'll just drop something. Yeah. Let me know if you heard it. Yeah. Drake is like, no, listen. Okay, I got another one. Hold on, check this out. Check this out. Y'all didn't like that one? Okay, real quick. Just one more. Yeah. Let me try one more. And then he's the person that he said, he didn't want.
Yeah, man, this motherfucker is, he's been trying one more. Like, even before the Kendrick beef, dude. He had a couple good ones here and there, I guess. But like even before the Kendrick beef, it's been rough, dude. It's been really rough. I will say like the last like it's fucked up, dude. Like No Face is like a good Drake record, you know what I mean? That shit would have gone stupid had he not been a fucking piece of shit, and that's kind of the case for a few of his records, you know what I mean? Like I'd still listen to Jimmy Cooks too. I would because it's good record, dude. But yeah, man, it's sad, dude.
Want to be, and I learned that from him. Like when he said that, I want to gracefully bow out and not get kicked out. I was like, you know what?
But I'm standing by my train of thought. That's Drake was never that good. He was never good. I think he kind of fooled us. You know what I mean, with his fancy videos and whatever the fuck else he had going. I think he did a good job tricking us.
I'm out this bitch.
This is live shows now.
I'm out this motherfucker. I'm not trying to impress y'all niggas. Y'all niggas don't give a fuck if I live or die. Yeah. Why the fuck would I keep trying to impress y'all niggas?
Question that a lot of these artists gotta ask themselves behind closed doors. When do I shut it down? When do I stop making music? Should I do it on my own terms when I want to? Or is it when you realize that your albums and your music are no longer selling? Watching an artist.
Yeah, I mean, you should definitely do it before you fucking start breaking every fucking project, dude. Yeah, but I also feel like Drake hit heights that, very, very few others have. So it's I imagine it's very hard. You know what I mean? And I think in his head, he's like, oh, I think it's like T-Pain said, oh, I just got to give him one more, you know?
Artists go from selling 100K plus to now barely selling 10K plus is a sign. No matter how much you love making music, at some point, every artist.
I'm not going to lie. If Drake drops an album and it like legit does like 10K in a week, I don't know how I'm going to feel. Like that'll, like on one hand, it's going to be hilarious, but I might like feel like a little bit bad.
Artists has to have this conversation with themselves, and it's always interesting watching artists make that transition. We saw Joe Budden go from making music to podcasting, which he's now dominating as a podcaster. Now,
Joe did it well, bro. Because he did it like even though he talks about it, that last album as being like kind of a bad experience for him.
Drake was.
Hold on. Even though he said it was like a bad experience for him, he still left at a point where like people wanted to listen to him, you know? So this was Drake's response. For some reason, Drake's picture is like a young Lil Wayne with a child. And this guy always had resentment for me. You can hear it every time he speaks on my name. First of all, dude, shut the fuck up, dude. How do you know?
Not feeling those comments by T-Pain. He responded back on Instagram saying, this guy always had resentment for me. You can hear it every time he speaks on my name, which then prompted fans to go digging. Like I always tell you guys, the internet does not forget. Drake fans pulled up this article from 2011 that states Drake holds up T-Pain's Revolver album. T-Pain is quoted in the article saying, I know y'all waiting on the album, but the last thing I need is a verse from Drake and the album is complete. So find Drake and tell him to hurry the hell up and finish the verse. Drake fans also pulled up this article.
What if he means what if he means it like that's like the last thing I need? You know what I mean? Not the last thing he needs, but like, oh man, the last thing I need is a fucking Drake verse, you know?
From earlier this year, where T-Pain says Drake's album with Party Next Door sounds like leftovers.
All these trash songs that I recorded, I listen to them all the time. And so here's my thing. I feel like he recorded a bunch of shit. In order to keep Party around, you can take 10, 15 of these songs, put a verse on them, big Party. That's our album, bro. I already got, bro, the songs are already recorded. The songs are already recorded. These are all the songs that didn't make my previous albums. Go for it, bro.
Take them.
Put verses on these songs. Yeah, there's 5 to 7 solo Drake songs that didn't make other albums. It's not saying that they're bad. I'm not saying that they're bad. These are just songs that didn't make albums. Or Party, or the other.
Yeah, like they don't. It doesn't mean it's bad, you know what I mean? It just means that it's there, you know? Like even if they were like, here's the thing with like albums like that, bro. Like even in my experience with like collabs and stuff like that, dude. If you're sending out like, in some cases, this isn't like always the case, but in some cases, like if you send out a song where like most of it is done, like you got a hook, you got a verse, and you send it out, and the only thing the other artist has to do is a verse, like it's not really going to come out the same as if you guys are in the room together building the track up from scratch and all this shit. It is different, and like people who make a lot of music like can tell, you know what I mean?
The way around. Or Party came in with an album and was like, hey, Drake.
Because music is like based off feeling, dude. So if something feels off, you know what I mean? It's not hard to like pinpoint it, you know?
You put verses on these.
And sorry for pausing so much, but like this was the case with damn, what was that last Future song with Drake? Oh, Working on the Weekend, whatever the fuck. That shit sounded off to a lot of people, and you know, different people had like different theories as to why, and I think I think like the 808 wasn't in key or some shit. Like it was something like technical that like average people couldn't really put their finger on, you know what I mean? But some people, you know, that's what they were kind of saying.
These particular songs.
Now, I'll be honest with you guys. I think Drake has definitely had these conversations behind closed doors. Hey, right now I'm 38 years old. When do I want to stop making music? When do I want to finally hang up my jersey and call it a day? Or should I just ignore the hate train and keep going? Drake also has contract and label obligations that he has to fulfill. So him just bowing out gracefully might not even be up to him. I don't think Drake is in any rush to retire from music right now. We see guys like Jay-Z, Pusha T, and some of you guys might not like this name, but Jim Jones, still putting out music. So I think Drake definitely has a lot of options here in terms of retirement. Obviously, the man is petty. He's not going to quit after losing the rap battle to Kendrick. Drake knows exactly what that's gonna...
But I don't... You know, I don't think it's really fair to compare, like, Drake to any of those people. Because none of those people, like, went through what he did recently, you know what I mean? Like, Drake really went through some bullshit. And it was probably well-deserved, but... You know, like, you compare him to, like, a guy like Ja Rule, you know? And Ja Rule definitely stopped, you know what I mean? The only thing I remember him doing after the whole 50 Cent beef was Uh-Oh with Lil Wayne. Y'all remember that song? Shit was actually kind of hard, bro.
Young money just crept in like
Empire. Let's get 'em. Yeah. In gang, nigga. Young money, cash money. Collab.
Yeah, bro. This was... Oh, man. This was a hard-ass song, though, dude.
Oh, what the fuck with you, nigga? Let's go. To all my niggas, my bitches, my niggas, my gangsters, hoes, pimps, and pushers. Keep on doing what we doing, nigga. Getting it. Got money, we taking it. Got bitches, we taking it. And pride just stepped in. And they like,
Yo, Zest King, bro. What the fuck? But Drake, just do this, bro. Like, just do this. But that is one thing I'm surprised that hasn't happened yet is a Drake and Wayne collab. Like, I was kind of expecting that. Not that it would save him or anything like that, but damn, like... I don't know, man. There's a certain way things... He has to do things now for anything to work out, like, in hip-hop. That's kind of just what I think. You know what I mean? Based on what other people are saying, based on the optics of things, you know, like if you know, if the consensus is something like, oh, Drake is like super out of touch, like the wrong thing to do is to walk out at a concert with Morgan Wallen. The right thing to do would have been to be on, you know, the Carter 6. And, you know, he's... Yeah, Wayne looks nuts.
Chef in Hell's Kitchen.
Hell yeah, dude.
Angels for dinner, call me what y'all want. I don't give a finger in the middle. I'ma hold it down and blow up. To anchor reach the missile. When I say we got them, I ain't trying to whistle. Long body Maybach, it make me feel so little. I'm balling on them suckers and I won't pick up my dribble. Retarded on the beat, sick. I spit hospitals and she couldn't stand under my umbrella in the drizzle. My gang proper, my inf ain't proper. So running, I will hit you like Jeremiah Trotter. Yes, I call me Young Cotta. My ladies himself and I be starting like my dada. You dig?
Yeah, I did it, but I'm jury so free. You did, how dare bitches with the act.
All right, yeah. So, crazy flow. there. Ja Rule. Pretty cool video. Kind of a average, underwhelming Wayne verse, but not bad. Certain parts were surprising. Not bad, dude. Not bad.
To do to his legacy, because no matter what you sold, no matter how many hits you had, people are only going to
By the way, that sounded like a, like, I know it happened after, but this sounds like some Drought 3. Is that what the project was? Yeah, I think it sounds like some mixtape Wayne for real, dude. Like, but yeah.
remember you because Kendrick finished you. Listen, man, you guys get in the comments below. What do you guys make of Drake's response back to T-Pain? Do you guys think he was hit?
Yeah, everybody is fucking jealous of you, Drake. That's why that's why nobody likes you. Everybody's fucking jealous. You know, everyone's a fucking hater. Nobody's opinion is valid. You know, T-Pain's a nobody. Yeah. Like, here's the thing, dude. T-Pain made, like, really good music, and he's a better streamer than Drake. So, I don't know, bro. Shout out to T-Pain, bro.